I knew something bad would happen." "Bad things can happen anywhere," said his father. "You just wanted your sister to keep on living next door." "True, I did." After a while, when Keith's mother was a bit calmer, they talked about Lulu, who was 6 years old. "She must come and live with us," his mother said. "Yes," said his father. "We'll have to get her back, right away, somehow." Ordinarily, Keith's parents would have made the trip, but his father couldn't leave his business. He was a prominent battery maker in the city, and his shop, full of the wires and metals and fluids that could be put together to produce electricity in small amounts, enough to run a lamp or a fan, was always busy. And his mother, a designer of arches and columns and doorways for the Department of Buildings, had missed a step on a stone staircase the day before and broken her ankle. She could hardly walk. Keith said right away, "I'll go." His mother said, "Keith, 1,000 misfortunes can happen on a 2-day trip, especially to someone like you." 4-day trip, said Keith. 2 days each way. "Curse this foot," said his mother. "I'd be on the train in a minute if I hadn't missed that step." His father simply said, "It's a big responsibility." Keith reminded them that he was smart, capable, strong, and almost 14 years old, though his birthday was not for another 8 months. They talked for a long time. Keith's father kept pulling at his beard, as he often did when he was anxious. But finally he said, "I suppose I could explain what you'd need to know." And from that point, it was decided. The next morning, Keith and his father left their home on the top floor of the Bright Spot Apartments and started down the 3 flights of stairs. They passed Amity Wing, who was also going down. She was a pretty girl with long, dark hair who lived on the 2nd floor with her parents. And when Keith said, "I'm off on a train trip," she raised her eyebrows and smiled. "Lucky you," she said. "I've never been, but I'd love to go." Many times he'd seen her from his window with her pack of friends, all of them talking, laughing, sometimes singing, carrying bags and bundles, heading up the river path. Where did they go? He didn't know. He'd never asked. Outside, the street was alive with city dwellers and their carts and bikes and wagons, their horses and dogs, their rolling crates of pumpkins, their cages of chickens, their baskets of eggs and pies and mushrooms and flowers. "I'm leaving home," Keith said to himself. He had never left home before. It was exhilarating. They walked down 39th Avenue, beneath the russet and yellow leaves of the maple trees, and took the streetcar up Cameron Street to the train station. On Platform 2, westbound train number 33 stood waiting. Engine, fuel car piled high with chunks of wood, and 4 passenger cars. Steam was already puffing around its wheels. Departure time? 7:30. "You climb on," said Keith's father. "I want to see you on board and settled." Keith climbed on. This was his first time on the train, and he found it wonderful. The long row of windows on either side, most of them open to the air. The wood-paneled walls and arched ceiling, and the pairs of seats, cushioned in deep red. His own seat was 12A. He stowed his blue canvas bag in the compartment underneath it, sat down, and thrust the window open. Outside on the platform stood his father, ready to give him parting advice. He was tall, like Keith, but his shoulders were slightly hunched because he spent so much time bent over his workbench. Keith looked down on him from the window, noticing the strands of white beginning to show in his shaggy dark hair. "Keep to yourself on this trip," his father said. "Don't get caught up in anything." "Caught up?" "You know the way you do." Keith knew what he meant. Yes, he'd gotten caught up one time in a building project involving stones and water.